Welcome and welcome back to my channel. I'm Tashera. If you're new here, this channel is all about fragrances. So today's video, we're going to be testing new fragrances. Some of these are new releases, some are not. The sun is about to set in about 20 minutes or less. And this room that I shoot my videos in, I use natural light because there is no lighting system. So I'm working with a lamp. I'm working with a studio light and the natural light from the windows. So once the sun goes down, the lights are going to dim. I just want to give you guys a heads up. Let's just get right into this video. I want to start with this new release. This is actually a men's fragrance from Micallef. I saw this one described as smelling similar to Angel Share, and it piqued my interest because that's a fragrance that I like, but I don't love. It's a bit too sweet for my personal taste. So I was interested in this one. And this fragrance is called Notorious XO. So I purchased this decant from Max Aroma. So this opens up to my nose smelling very earthy and aromatic. I'm not getting an Angel Share DNA, but I am getting spice, something that I would say is along the lines of cinnamon. Although this smells spicy, it also smells fresh. Angel Share is a very warm fragrance, and I'm not getting much warmth from this, just very aromatic and spicy and fresh. This isn't something that I would really enjoy smelling on a man just from this initial test. Upon first test, I don't really enjoy this. And this isn't my first time trying this fragrance actually. When I first received the sample, I did a skin test and it was the same reaction, but I enjoyed the dry down of this fragrance. I prefer the dry down to the opening. And for that reason, this isn't something that I would personally recommend, but this is getting rave reviews. I would like to hear the opinion of men on this fragrance. This fragrance, the first person I saw talk about this fragrance was Demi Rowling, and she said this was going to be a big hit. So I imagined it would be unisex. But for me, this is 100% masculine. It's not a dislike, but it's not a love. I don't know. As someone who's not an expert on men's fragrances, I don't want to say this is not a good recommendation. But as someone who likes to gift fragrances to both men and women, this is not something that I would gift to a man. I'll say that much. I prefer fresher scents, not too aromatic. This one smells like it might have something like sage or a heavy lavender note, something along those lines. Let me pull up the fragrance notes. So this fragrance in the top notes has notes of cognac, pepper, and watery notes. In the middle notes, this has cinnamon, leather, cardamom, oak moss, and tonka bean. And in the base notes, this has vanilla, praline, sandalwood, amber, and musk. Looking at the notes, now that I see leather, I can smell it, but the leather in here sort of reminds me of cigarette ash. That's what I'm getting, cigarette ash. This doesn't really smell boozy to me, and I'm guessing the watery notes is what's toning down the sweetness from the booze. But as I said, cinnamon. The cinnamon is a definite standout. And based on the base notes of amber, vanilla, praline, I would expect this to be sweet. But again, it's not. This has a freshness and it's coming from the watery notes. As I said though, the dry down of this fragrance is great. I tested this about 4 to 5 days ago on my skin. Didn't remember what it smelled like. So this was like a first impression again. I didn't enjoy the opening of this fragrance on my skin, but it dried down and the scent was wafting all around me and I really liked the dry down. But overall, I can't say that I'm a fan, but I can see why this will be a big hit and I think it's worth trying at least. Again, this is Micallef Notorious XO. This next release is Gritti Vanilla Tana. This is an official sample I purchased from So Avant-Garde. This smells buttery and sweet, slightly creamy, but it's a soft fragrance. Definitely gourmand-like. Of course, it's vanilla, but this has gourmand facets other than the vanilla. Like, it smells like I'm smelling something that smells very buttery in here. This is nice. It's very soft. It's a pretty vanilla, but based upon this initial test, is it something that I feel like I would need in my collection? No, but I'm interested in seeing what the notes are, so let's pull them up. This fragrance has notes of vanilla absolute, vanilla caviar, and vanilla orchid, white orchid, tonka bean, babab, no idea what that is. It's woods and mosses, sandalwood, white musk, amber, pink pepper, and ylang ylang. I want to try this on my skin because on the test strip, I'm getting vanilla popcorn. Waiting for this to dry down. On my skin, it's pretty much the same. I don't love this. I might need to spend more time with it. Sometimes the first impression isn't the best impression, but for now, I'm not really vibing with this fragrance. So this would be a pass for me. Again, this is Gritti Vanilla Tana. The next fragrance on this list is Atelier Novae Vanilla. This is also an official sample that I purchased from So Avant-Garde. This is a spicy vanilla. I'm liking how this smells on the strip, but I'm not wowed by it. Overall, I'm getting a beautiful, soft, smooth vanilla with a hint of spice. In the top notes, it says mineral notes and absolute. In the middle notes, it says vanilla absolute, bourbon vanilla, and Madagascar vanilla. And in the base notes, amberwood and musk. I think this could have been better if it didn't have the mineral notes. This could have been something great. The mineral notes adds something which is interesting but not necessary to this fragrance. I think it's nice, but I don't love it. So for me, this would be a pass. Again, this is Atelier Novae Vanilla. The next fragrance on this list is Akro Crush, and this is also an official sample I purchased from So Avant-Garde. Upon initial spray, I'm getting a lot of almond. It's a bit creamy. I'm not sure what else I'm smelling here. Something fruity. I want to say it could be strawberry, but it smells synthetic. So I want to pull up the notes to be sure. I forgot what the notes are in this fragrance. This has notes of almond and lychee in the top notes. In the middle notes, this has Bulgarian rose. And in the base notes, praline and vanilla. So the fruit that I'm getting is actually lychee. You know, I thought this was something that I would love. And I was tempted to blind buy it, but thank God it was sold out every time. So I went ahead and bought a sample, and I'm so happy that is all that I spent my money on because I don't care for this. It's not a bad fragrance, but it's not something I would desire to own in my collection. The note composition just is absolute beautiful. It's beautiful. I expect much more from that. This just gives almonds, lychee and almonds, like fruity almonds. I wasn't sure it was lychee. I thought it was strawberry, but that's all that this gives, nothing less, nothing more. And that's not interesting enough for me. This is not something that I would want to smell like. So for that reason, this is a pass. Again, this is Akro Crush. The next fragrance on this list is Mind Games Playmate. And this one has notes of water lily and musk. I'm sure there are more notes in this fragrance, but that's what's listed on this package. This is an official sample. So Avant-Garde actually sent me this along with Check Please. I just received this randomly in the mail. For those of you who are So Avant-Garde customers, did you also receive these samples in the mail? It also came with a card for a 15% discount on a Mind Games fragrance. So let's give these a try. First up, Playmate. This smells very gourmand. There's much more to this than water, lily, and musk. Let's pull up the notes. In the top notes, this has notes of coconut milk, water lily, and Italian lemon. In the middle notes, jasmine, gardenia, and tiare flower. And in the base notes, musk, vanilla bean, sandalwood, and amber. This note composition is beautiful. But what I'm smelling on here, when I said there's more to this than water lily and musk, what I'm getting is heavy white florals. And there's a creaminess. I'm guessing it's from that coconut milk. I don't enjoy that creaminess in this fragrance. To me, it doesn't really smell like coconut. But overall, I think this was an unnecessary release. Overall, to me, this is soapy, slightly creamy, and very heavy on the white florals with a bit of creaminess. This is not something that I would want to smell like. So, for me, this is a pass. If you try this scent, what are your thoughts? I want to hear your opinions on these fragrances as I go through them. Let me know, what do you think of these fragrances? If you own them, do you like them? Do you love them? Was it a blind buy, or did you try before you buy? Let me know. Again, this is Mind Games Playmate. The next fragrance on this list is Mind Games Check Please. I like this in the opening. This is nice. It's bright. It smells fruity, very gourmand, but not in that icky, foodie territory. I'm getting a sweet, syrupy fruit like plum, but with like blended with a dark liquor like a brandy or cognac. And I'm getting spices. I'm guessing it's cinnamon. This is nice. I like this one. Yeah, this one. Let's pull up the notes. In the top notes, this has green apple, nougat, and hazelnut. In the middle notes, cinnamon, plum, as I said, and Bulgarian rose. And in the base notes, amber, oak, bourbon, vanilla, and sandalwood. This one is really nice. I like this a lot. I have to spend more time with this one. This is beautiful. So this one, yes, I think this would be worthy of adding to my collection, but it's not, it wouldn't be shot to the top of the list. I would spend more time with this, and this one, I think this is perfectly unisex. I can see this being worn by men and women, but this one will probably be loved more by men. But this is beautiful. I really like this one. Again, this one is Mind Games Check Please. We were off to a bad start, but now we're getting somewhere. I finally have a winner. The next on this list is Morph Gate 17. I purchased this one from So Avant-Garde. This is an official sample. So this fragrance has, I've been seeing like a few reviews and I was interested. I think what actually pulls me to try this is I saw it compared to a few fragrances that I own and love. Renaya J, Musk Moscus. This is also compared to Earthy Marshmallow Musk, which is a fragrance I absolutely love, as well as Misenzier Tashera. So let's see what this is all about. Actually, this is a musk fragrance, so I'm going to test it on my skin. Upon first spray, immediately, this smells almost exactly like Ranaya J Musk Moscus. And for those of you who don't know, here is the bottle. This is Rania J. Is it Rania or Ranaya? Sometimes I say Rania, sometimes I say Ranaya. I'm not sure of the correct pronunciation, but this is the bottle. And this smells almost identical, but there is a slight difference. Renaya J Musk Moscus has a fruit note, and I'm not detecting any fruits in this one. This one is a bit salty and a bit sweet, something honey-like. I like this a lot. This is a winner. I would be interested in a full bottle of this if I didn't already own Renaya J Musk Moscus. I don't think it makes sense to own both because they're 90% similar. Let's see what the notes are in this fragrance. In the top notes, this has beeswax, floral notes, and bergamot. So the beeswax explains that honey facet that I was smelling. In the middle notes, this has iris, musk, and marine notes, as well as cashmere wood and amber. So the saltiness, the marine notes explains that. And in the base notes, this has vanilla and vetiver. So the only notes in common with musk moscus are the bergamot, the iris, and the musk. Other than that, also vanilla. Other than that, the notes are completely different. Renaya J doesn't have floral notes. It doesn't have beeswax. But still, somehow these fragrances have strong enough similarities that it wouldn't be justifiable to own both. And I think of the two, I do prefer Musk Moscus because it has that black currant notes, which I love. So again, this is Morph Gate 17, which is, I think this is worthy of trying. Get your nose on this. And I think this one might be more affordable than Musk Moscus. This is 100 ml and it retails for, I want to say 215, whereas Renaya J Musk Moscus is a 50 ml and starts at 165. So I think for this, it's more bang for your buck. And you can also get this discounted. I've seen this at discounters for under $140. I almost blind bought this one as well, but I decided to buy a sample first, and I'm happy that I did because it would have been redundant to own both. Again, this is Gate 17 by Morph. Next, I have a couple of samples from House of BŌ. So I haven't found a House of BŌ fragrance that I love yet, but still, I'm trying them because the bottles are absolutely beautiful, and I would love to have one in my collection simply because I love the bottles. That's it. So I'm on the hunt for a fragrance that I love. Of course, I won't buy a fragrance just because I love the bottle. I have to love the scent as well. So let's get into these. First up is Cosmos. And thankfully, these come with these note cards that shows the notes. This fragrance, Cosmos, has in the top notes, praline, metallic musk accord, and aged whiskey. In the middle notes, dragon's blood incense, Mexican cacao, and charcoal. And in the base notes, smoked leather, orris, concrete, and agarwood. Concrete and smoked leather sounds a bit scary. This is described as a galactic haze of ambrosial smoke infused with mineral-rich elements. Already, this sounds like something I wouldn't be interested in. I'm not sure why I chose this sample. I think because it's a new release, I think that may be it. So let's see what this is hitting for. Automatic? No. Very minerally, earthy. It smells like wet concrete. Literally, I'm getting the color silver. No and no. I can't describe this any further. This is just an automatic no. In no lifetime would I want to smell like this. I don't It's not a bad fragrance by any means. It's just not for me. I think if you're someone who enjoys fragrances like Ganymede, you may enjoy this. And personally, I do like Ganymede. It's just something that I would never wear in public. But I think it's a work of art. But this, no, it's for somebody. It's just not for me. Again, this is Cosmos by the House of BŌ. One down, two to go. So the next up is Rosario. This one is supposed to be a rose-scented fragrance, and I think I may like this one. I'm hoping so. I'm on the hunt. I've tested at least 7 fragrances from the House of BŌ, and I haven't liked any of them. None. So this one is described as an androgynous radiant rose scent. In the top notes, this has pomegranate, lemon, primule fleur, and coriander. And in the middle notes, this has rose, centifolia, freesia, white peony. And in the base notes, ambergris, vetiver, and incense. Question: when you use these tester strips, do you spray it on the skinny end or on the wider end? I often see some people spray it on the skinny end, and I don't know why, because I feel like you would lose a lot of the fragrance doing that. It would make sense to me to spray it here, which is why I do. So I always wondered why people sprayed it here. Wouldn't more of the fragrance land on a wider space than this skinny strip? I don't know. That's just my way of thinking. So I just always was curious. So let me know, where do you spray it on the tester strip? Am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? I don't know. But I just thought logically it made sense to spray it on the wider end. So this is a pretty soft, gentle, watery rose fragrance. I think if you enjoy fragrances like Rose Saltifolia from Maison Crivelli, or even if you enjoy Delina La Rose, fragrances in that family, they're like watery rose fragrances. I think you'll enjoy this. I think this is pretty. This is a like, but I don't think it would be full bottle worthy for me personally. But as this is drying down, I'm getting something beautiful and sweet that smells a bit sensual. So this one, I'm going to make this my scent of the night for bed and see how it goes. But this may be a winner, but for now it's not a love, but I think this is really pretty. So this might be the first House of BŌ fragrance that I actually like. I'm not blown away. I'm not blown away. So do I feel like instantly I need a full bottle? No, but it's pretty. It's worth giving a full wear. So I'm going to add this to my maybes. Maybe. Again, this is House of BŌ Rosario. Next on this list is House of BŌ El Sireno. And I probably should have said Sireno. So again, this is El Sireno. This one is interesting. I'm liking what I'm smelling, but I'm just not sure what I'm smelling. But It's got my attention, I'll say that. I can't really describe. This one to me smells a bit beachy, like oceanic. This feels calm and peaceful. It's giving something about it. I think of the word serenity. I like this. What are the notes? Let's get into it. I have the notes right here. So this one, just as I thought, it's described as a hypnotizing love potion from the deep blue sea. I said something beachy and ocean. I'm so good at this. In the top notes, this has tuberose, banana leaf, and lavender. And in the middle notes, this has ylang ylang, magnolia, and aquatic notes. And in the base notes, oak moss, kelp, and sandalwood. Ooh, I'm always so pleased with myself when I hit it on the nail. I like this a lot. This may be a winner. Okay, so we're 2 out of 3 today for House of BŌ. These are the first 2 House of BŌ scents that I've actually enjoyed. So El Sireno is a winner and Rosario is also a winner. So these are not yeses, but these are maybes. I need to spend more time with them, but for now, I'm enjoying what I'm smelling. So I may have a House of BŌ bottle in my collection in the future. Yes, I like this a lot. This is very unique. I love the combination of those tropical notes with those sea notes. It's a beautiful composition. Yeah. Again, this is House of BŌ El Sireno. Last, I received this bestseller sample kit from Snif because I am now officially a Snif brand ambassador and I'm excited to be a part of the Snif team. These are not new fragrances. The fragrances in this bestseller collection is Sweet Ash, Tart Deco, Vanilla Vice, and Cocoa Shimmy. I feel like most people have already tested this, but let's give it a try. I've already tried Vanilla Vice. My favorites from Snif are Me. I absolutely love Me. I also love Rose Era. So first up is Vanilla Vice. That's the first one I grabbed. So that's the first one we'll try. This one's a bit boozy, sweet, with a hint of spice. This has notes of ice cream, vanilla, jasmine, samba, amberwood, musk, and orchinox. I think this is a pretty vanilla scent. Next on this list is Tart Deco. I'm getting cherry. It puts me in the vein of Tom Ford Lost Cherry. This is nice. I like this. So the notes in this one are black cherry, rose, jasmine, birchwood, vetiver, and vanilla. This is a pretty cherry scent. If you're into cherry, this is one to try. And it's affordable. Snif scents start at $65, but they're 30 ml bottles, but I think they're worth trying. Again, this is Tart Deco by Snif. Next up is Sweet Ash. I'm not sure what I'm smelling here. The notes in this one are juniper, fir balsam, tonka bean, vanilla bean, white moss, and cedarwood. This would be a pass for me. Not because I don't like it, but for me, this one smells a bit masculine. It's not something that I would want to wear personally, so pass. This one is Sweet Ash by Snif. And the last scent in this kit is Cocoa Shimmy. This one is a tropical scent, coconut, pineapple, sunscreen, surf wax, sandalwood, and tonka bean. And that's exactly what you get if you enjoy those sunscreen type of scents. If you enjoy beachy scents, I think you would enjoy this. But for me, this is very juvenile. So this is a pass for me. So in this kit, the only 2 I really enjoyed is Tart Deco, which is the cherry scent, and Vanilla Vice, which is the vanilla scent. I think those 2 are full bottle worthy. Once again, this is the bestseller sample set from Snif. I'm happy to officially be a brand ambassador for Snif, and I'm excited to see what the future holds. I thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And I thank you for your continuous support. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.